Our show is brought to you by Barreto Home Solutions, Bayou Audio and Video, Hot Works on the North Shore, JFK Martial Arts in Mandeville and Covington, Lil Dizzy's Cafe, The Green Law Firm, Personal Injury Attorney, Kaylin Parker of Magnolia Wealth Strategies, Moe's Pizza, Lance's AC and Heating, CC's Children Blocks, The Pierre Family in Lafayette, Louisiana, Drums Earwear.
Hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move, 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 move. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. 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 Hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move, 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 move. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Hash It Out Show. I'm your host, JB, the sports guy, and as you see, it's just me, the one that y'all the straight facts, the truth, and nothing but the truth. VK give y'all some falsehood stuff. Y'all can run with it if y'all want to. George give you some falsehood. Y'all can run with it if you want to. But I'm the one give y'all the straight facts, and that's why I'm here. And it's just me. Welcome to the Hash It Out Show, everyone. In a little bit, we're supposed to have Coach Dane Cherpentier, the head coach of the Teurlings Catholic Rebels. He's supposed to be joining us in a little bit. We're going to give y'all our top five, and also we're going to do the picks. Who are we selecting to win each game coming up this weekend? Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got to say. But they got a bunch of big-time high school football games that are happening this upcoming weekend. And there's a big one in Lafayette, Louisiana, between St. Thomas More and Teurlings Catholic. They are each other's big time rivals. They both moved up to Division One Select, and I think the game this year will be closer than what it usually is. I think Teurlings will give a good battle to St. Thomas More, and the great thing is Teurlings is undefeated, and St. Thomas More isn't. So that is something to keep an eye out for. And they also are playing each other for the district championship or District 4-4A. So a lot of bragging rights on the line. St. Thomas More has a winning streak over Teurlings Catholic. So does that winning streak continue, or does Teurlings Catholic start their own winning streak? Teurlings Catholic has an offensive line that averages at 6'3" and 280 pounds. That is massive. That's massive. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens with that game. Um, yeah, one man game, Devin. It's me. It's me. I don't know about these two, man. I might have to find two replacements for them, man. And get rid of those two. I just don't understand it. I just I'm all about getting stuff started on time and all that good stuff. Devin, but I don't know where these two at. It's crazy. Oh yeah, Austin, I'm always here, baby. I'm here. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. So But that's one of the games happening. We know about Hornville Destrehan. And like I said, things are happening that hasn't happened over there in a long time with Destrehan opening up their parking lot at 245. They are thinking like how it was back in the day. Hornville Destrehan were playing for the district championship, or if they played first game of the district, it's gonna be crazy. Gonna be people out there tailgating at 145. You heard Nooney Johnson yesterday. Game don't start till 7, and I'm just hoping for an electric crowd, and I just hope for a good game. And I'm hoping that it's like it was back in the day, standing room only, people behind the fence, circling the fence, watching the game. I'm hoping it's that many people. This rivalry needs to get back to what it was. Destrehan winning some and Hornville winning some to make it a rivalry. Right now, it's not a rivalry, and Hornville looking to make it a rivalry again. And Harvard can get a win next year or the year after. At least get two out of three. The next three matchups, it's a rivalry again, folks. So look, Coach Bourne has done a great job this year. We know the job Marcus Scott has done with Destrehan. He's won a state championship over there already. They're constantly in the playoffs. Harvard missed the playoffs last year. Also, um, look at the players that Coach Scott has. I mean, we got Jabari Mack, 2020, 26, number one receiver in the state, four-star receiver. You got Johnny Thill, who they put at safety for right now, but he's going to play football, I believe, at Louisiana Tech. You got Greg Wilford, the other receiver. I forgot where he's going to play at. And then you have Philip Wright at also a wide receiver for Destrehan. Jackson Fields is back. So the leader of their offense is back in Jackson Fields. Um, we'll see how that offense can what they can do now with Jackson Fields being back another week. Hornville, you know about C.J. Smith, the running back. That's their guy. That's their guy. But Kobe Lewis, the tight end slash wide receiver, big body. You got to keep an eye out on him. And then you go to the defense, Jacob Jeffrey. He's going to come up and try to hit you every time. I'm telling you. So this Hornville Destrehan game, it just looks like it's going to bring a lot of fireworks to the show. Um, Shaw, Bell, Chase, two schools that are not far from one another, and two schools that do not like each other. There's no love lost here. This goes back to 2005, 2006 when they were put into the same district. And you know about Bell Chase winning the state championship over Shaw in 2008 when Shaw beat them in a regular season. So no love lost here. Um, the the Bell Chase Cardinals are going to Archbishop Shaw for that matchup. And the thing is, pretty much, who will be able to stop whose running game? Can Shaw stop Bell Chase's running game? And will Bell Chase be able to stop the running game of Archbishop Shaw with Mason Wilson and Jasper Parker? That is the only question that needs to be asked. There's not much of a passing game from both schools, but the running game is massive for both of them. So whatever defense steps up and stops the run, that is the defense that will help their team succeed and win. And then we'll go from there. Is there a team playing for the district championship outright, or is there a share that could be happening? We don't know. We will see. Also, tomorrow night, Halloween night, Riverdale and East Jefferson will go at it, and they're going at it for the District 10-5A championship. Like I said last night, a new king is being crowned because usually it's been John Eric that has won that district majority of the past years. So Riverdale, Coach Wallace Foster has come in and he's done a fabulous job changing the culture, getting the kids to buy into his system that he's brought over. And right now, you see they're 5-2, and they're looking to get the district championship. I think it's their first. It would be their first ever district championship in football, if I'm not mistaken. And they're looking to get that. Rita Gonzalez, a good-looking quarterback. Byron Perle, a great-looking running back. And you got Torin Signal, a great wide receiver that they have. So you have a three-headed monster right there that you got to look out for. East Jeff, you got Coach, we had one to show yesterday, Brian Glover, and he's got his guys competing hard. And they're looking to bring home a district championship. First one in a few years. We know they won a championship in 4A, defeating Edna Carr some years ago. Looking to get East Jeff back to that status, and big time game with Riverdale this Thursday. It's gonna be a hard fought game. I think it's gonna be a close game. Also, one team will prevail. We'll see what happens. But also University, they're playing for the district championship against Madison Prep. Winner is the district champions. We'll see with that. You know, University got a lot of good players on both sides of the ball. Madison Prep, they love to throw the ball. Got a good quarterback and a good standout receiver. We'll see what happens with that. Episcopal at Dunham. That's also for the District 8 2A championship. We'll see who comes out of that ball game with the championship. Dunham, led by sophomore quarterback Elijah Haven. Every school in the nation wants him. Um, man, if you ever seen film of this guy, he looks good. He looks good, man. He's the absolute truth of what everyone is talking about and what they want in a quarterback. Zachary and Central Baton Rouge. Zachary 6-1, Central Baton Rouge 7-1. Big time matchup. Central looking to get a win and hopefully have a share of the district after next week. Maybe you need a little bit of help. Zachary looking to win this ball game and face Catholic for the district championship next week. Teams fighting for playoff battles, positioning. HL Bourgeois and Central Lafourche. Right now, both of them are in the playoffs as we speak. Central Lafourche number 26, HL Bourgeois number 23. So both of them are playing for positioning in the playoffs. Central Lafourche not looking to lose. Because they lose, they might drop. HL Bourgeois also the same case, not looking to lose as they may drop. But the winner, whoever wins that game, probably locks up a playoff spot. So that is crazy that they are both ranked, looking to get into the playoffs. Rummel and Jesuit. Jesuit has been quietly sneaking up on people, and I don't think they're sneaking on anybody no more. Win against St. Augustine, a win against Curtis. What can you say about Jesuit? But Rummel, they got only one loss in district. Their district championship hopes are still alive. This is a big time matchup. Jesuit listening in the power rankings. Rummel looking to stay within that top six as they're six right now, and Jesuit is number 9. So this win for Jesuit can do wonders for them by getting them to move up in the rankings. We shall see what happens when they play Friday night. Edna Carr takes on Curtis. If Edna Carr wins and Rummel loses, the district goes to Edna Carr. McDonough 35 and Douglas. McDonough 35, if they win, they are the district champions of District 10 4A. If Douglas defeats McDonough 35, they are in the lead of District 10 4A and have to win next week in order to clinch the district. St. Augustine and Holy Cross. St. Augustine ranked number 11 in the power rankings. Holy Cross is ranked 19. St. Augustine wants better positioning. Holy Cross wants the same as they try to stay in the top 24 of the power rankings. St. Paul's, Mandeville. St. Paul's, if they win, they go into week 10 with the district with the lead of District 558. Mandeville, if they win, they are automatically District 558 champions. Question is, what can Mandeville do without Nate Shepard? Nate Shepard got an injury. He is out for the rest of the year. He is done, unfortunately. All our prayers go out to Nate Shepard that he has a healthy, speedy recovery. But yeah, Nate Shepard is out for the rest of the year, unfortunately. So we will see now. What can Mandeville do without Nate Shepard? If Mandeville beats St. Paul's this upcoming weekend, they beat them, then you have to give Mandeville more credit of doing whatever they're able to do without their star player, Nate Shepard. Um, Airline and Bird. Airline wins, district champions. Bird wins. They at least have a share of the district championship. We'll see what happens with that because the share is also with Parkway, who's up there right there with them. Um, Notre Dame and Lafayette Renaissance Charter High. Notre Dame wins, outright district champions. Lafayette Renaissance wins, there's a share. Acadiana takes on Sam Houston. If Acadiana wins, they are the district champions, but they also need a loss from Karen Crow to clinch that. And we talked about Teurlings and St. Thomas More. Um, let's look at some power rankings right now. And tell you what we do. We won't look at power rankings. We'll look at what the brackets will look like right now if the playoffs were to start today. And I'll get that up for you guys right now. So we'll look at non-select Division One. The playoffs started today. Here you have it. Neville, Ruston, Mandeville, Airline. They are your buys. Terrebonne would host Northwood Shreveport. Southside would host H.L. Bourgeois. Hornville would host Salmon. St. Amand would host Walker. West Washington would host Westgate. Central Baton Rouge would host Sulphur. West Monroe would host Sam Houston. Dutchtown would host Washington Paris. Zachary would host Central Lafourche. Barb and Destrehan. Covington, Denham Springs, Parkway, East Ascension. Division 2 non-select, Franklinton, Lutcher, Jennings, and Franklin Parish. Those are your buys. Northwest would host Bruley. Minden would host Grant. Iowa hosts North Vermilion. Carroll will host Wassman. Opelousas will host DeRitter. Plaquemine hosts LaGrange. West Feliciana will host Bastrop. North DeSoto will host Bossier. Lakeshore will host South Terrebonne. South Beauregard will host Cecilia. Belle Chase will host Pearl River. Iota would host Rain. Division 3, your four buys, St. James, Erath, Kinder, and Oak Grove. Marksville against Crowley, Lakeside against Patterson, Kaplan against Port Allen, Red River against Whitfield, Westlake against Bogalusa, Sterlington against Springfield, Mansfield against Laurelville, Church Point against St. Helena, Gina against Oakdale, Baker against Avoya, Pine against Donaldsonville, Union Parish against North Webster. Where you been, Mr. Peppers? Where you been? Don't act like you don't hear me, Mr. Peppers. I
Well,
know
I
you.
can hear you.
Oh yeah, where you been, Mr. Peppers?
I don't see you, but I hear you.
You ain't gotta see me. You hear me though. Where you been?
Um, uh, I actually napped.
Nap. That's 2 days. 2 days late, Mr. Peppers. You gotta get written up for that. You gotta get written up.
Oh, okay. Well, my right foot says otherwise, but anyway,
Your right foot
I'm
says
kidding.
otherwise. Yeah.
Shot it up nice and bright. In the words of the rock, I'm playing.
Shit.
No, but it's. I'd rather not say what the last few days have been, but I keep that to what it is. I'll keep that between show. What's the word I want to use? Show crossings. So, and I see what you're talking about. All right.
I'm just going through. If the playoffs started today, what the brackets would look like. I'm at
Yeah.
Division 4 non-select. Number one,
Hmm.
South Plaquemines. No one is talking about South Plaquemines at all. It's like people are just overlooking South Plaquemines.
But okay, you say that, and let me interject. How should they talk about them? We've seen them play twice this year. You know, it is a team that is on its best, extremely tough to beat, but they are a lesser version of John F. Kennedy. Lots of skill, lots of hustle, but at the same time, they the things they self destruct in big spots. Bad time penalties. Just different ways they can find a way to lose a football game. But see, Division 4 non-select, I think, is where they lie, right? South Black.
Where they at? That's where they at. Number one.
Who can you say in that division? You'd be like, yep, that team can bust off each team and take them off their perch. That's the
Mm-mm.
question you have to ask.
Well, I'm going to sit here and say I think as I look at it, let me finish right quick. Number
Go
one,
ahead.
South Blackman. Number two, Generette. Number three, DeQuincy. Number four, Haynesville. Lake Arthur would take on Grand Lake. Elton against Homer. Faraday against Basel. Franklin against West St. Mary. Mangum against Arcadia. North Iberville against LaSalle. Vinton against Centerville. General Trask against Oberlin. Logan White Castle against Montgomery. West St. John against East Feliciana. House and Varnado. Any teams that I think could give South Plaquemines a run for their money, I would think it's Generette and Haynesville. That's the only two that I think could give South Plaquemines a run for their money because I think this is a real good team that could make
Hmm.
a good run to the dome. It's just the fact that no
Hmm.
one is really talking about them. That's the thing. No
And
one is really talking about them.
and you're right. And you're right when you talk about in relevance, in the scope of relevance. Um, when you look when you're ripping off teams, who is the best team in the state? Who's the favorite in such and such division? South Plaquemines. Let's admit this. South Plaquemines ain't gonna be the first team that rolls off our tongue. It is a very good football team. I can see Haynesville. Remember, Haynesville, the type of team Haynesville is, those are the kind of teams South Plaquemines has problems with. Teams that are physical, teams that play a predominantly run centric game. And if Haynesville this year, I mean, they made the finals last year and they got absolutely crushed in the final last year. Let's not forget. So, and Generette has been monster good this year, but it's Generette, that team that you see and you're like, man, you know what? They just might find their way into the Superdome. Again, Styles makes points, and the rankings, the PowerPoints are what they're going to be after week 10. What side of the bracket are they going to lie on? I don't know if South Plaquemines is automatic. I think they'll be tough. I look at them and I think they're a tough a tough customer to deal with. But by no means do I think that they are a lock to find their way into the dome on that second weekend of December, which we'll be a part of. Where's
I
VK?
don't know. Both of y'all late. Y'all both getting written up. Um,
Okay.
but, but it's just the fact that we hear about. Like I've heard about Generette. I've heard about Generette. I've heard about the Quincy, who's been on this run for the first time in so many years. We hear about Haynesville. We hear about West Saint John. I've heard about Welsh. I mean, and then we heard about North Iberville, the start that they had. But I'm like, no one's talking about the number one ranked team in Division 4 for the whole season so far.
You
No
say
one's.
that. You,
I'm telling you,
no, you're right.
it's quiet.
What I was gonna say is that what is the predominant theory for people that do this line of work? What is the predominant line of thinking when they look at a South Plaquemines? Let's see, who can I beat this team with? I'm a zero in. That team looks vulnerable. The only thing I will always say, really, all right, DJ 13, I hear you, bro. I mean, hey, I don't know what bad history. I think I know where he's going, but the natural impulse when you look at a team like a South Plaquemines, you're like, well, they've lost 2 or 3 games already this year. They're not that good, but they've played higher classification opponents. They don't play relative opponents until they hit district. So why aren't they the favorites? I want somebody to tell me why shouldn't they be the favorites? The only thing that I will counter any argument with is Styles. They are not good against teams that play the predominant physical, pound it between the tackles, eat up times of possession. They're not good against those kind of teams. And Haynesville, let me tell y'all, last year was an embarrassment. They got to the dome last year and they got worked.
Yeah,
We were
I
there.
don't know if anybody would have beat that Oak Grove team in Division Four.
No
Division
one
Six.
was.
I don't
No
think
one
nobody
was
would have
beat.
beat that team.
But no. But the thing was, they've played Oak Grove how many times in the playoffs in this situation, and they've been great competitive games. Last year, that thing was never competitive at any point, and nobody was going to beat Oak Grove. That's not the argument I was going to make at all. All I'm saying is that Haynesville's last look. I'm saying is that Haynesville's last look, and that they would much rather soon forget. And I think they've got on their calendar this year. And you mentioned North Iberville. If North Iberville is a team that's interesting. Um, they're good, but they've kind of backslid a little bit. They lost. I think lost two of the last three or something.
Just one loss.
Um, one loss. Okay, I
I
know
think.
that one.
I
See, but
think.
with the
I think.
athletic,
Yeah.
that we're sitting there harping on South Plaquemines. The thing we talk about South Plaquemines. What's the one thing we gravitate to about that Hurricanes team? Athletes, 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 athletes. They can
Athletes.
get
Yeah.
at it. They got speed. They got a lot of speed for days. The thing is, like I said, teams that play them that are pounded between the tackles that employ the physical techniques. I don't know how they hold up. I mean, past history says no. But and look, this discussion will be had in 2 weeks' time when we get ready to talk about said playoff brackets. So we've still got 2 more weeks in the regular season. Who knows? Somebody else may jump up and say, "Yep, that might be the team." Somebody can make a statement, right?
They could.
I mean,
They
we've got
could.
2 weeks. We got 2 weeks to make this assertion. And I saw them against Bell Chase, and it's Bell Chase. That is a team that is a top five, top six team in the non selects in Division Two.
No.
Yeah. In D two?
11. They're number 11 now. They
No,
dropped.
no. I'm saying
Number
when
11.
you rip off teams that who can make deep runs, don't you think that Bell Chase team looks the part? Yeah, they got worked against. They got beat to St. Charles last Friday night. And that was a
Well,
great
I tell
football
you
game.
what.
We were there.
Let's let's look at Division Two non-select. Let's see where they are in right
Non
now.
select.
Number
Yeah, they're
11.
down. They're down though.
Yes. Number 11, Bell Chase. So, yeah, I can see them beat the Pearl River. I can see them beat Iota or Rain. And then
Mm-hmm.
they play in Thanksgiving week, probably against Cecilia. Ooh, that'd be a good one, huh? Yeah.
I thought Cecilia. We saw. I mean, I don't know if you watched the replay of the Cecilia
That's what it
game.
is right now. That's what it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's still liable to change. It's still liable to change. But
two
yeah, I saw
weeks
the
to
game
go.
with Opelousas and Cecilia. Yeah, I saw the
What I
game with
saw is
Opelousas and Cecilia.
that Cecilia team shot themselves in the foot against Opelousas.
You
If
think
Coach
so?
Gaines gets that team, if they made some dumb mistakes in the late part of that ball game, when they had, they had a chance to steal it. Opelousas rose to the challenge, though, down the stretch in that game. When they needed it, they stood tall. And they got the job done. And a great job by Jordan Taylor and Mr. Gary Swallow on Under the Lights on that broadcast last week. The theater, the drama. It was a beautiful sight to behold. They did an outstanding job, and kudos to those guys for the job that, well, not just that, last Friday, but the job that they do. And it's an honor to talk about those guys as friends.
Kristen 3 says Franklinton is winning it all in Division Two
Oh, that'll make
non-select.
BK happy. That'll make
Yeah.
BK Jones very happy,
Hey,
and we got to
didn't
hear
you
that.
didn't you find it crazy that they broadcasted their game and they had a 1 point thriller, and we broadcasted our game and we had a 1 point thriller?
Yep.
That's
I don't
that's
think
crazy.
it just tells you the depths of how competitive that classification is, right?
Yeah.
You have to assert that. I mean, the game we did last Friday, and VK and I, when we drove down to Bell Chase, he goes, "What are you looking for tonight?" I said, "This is easy. This is not gonna. This points are gonna be at a minimum. I think the first team to double figures wins it." And it played out like I thought it would. Now, obviously, we can't pick games of the week, on our show. We do not do. That was what kind of game are we going to get? I said St. Charles has got their minds right. They can come in here and get this win, and the game played out exactly like I thought it would. It was great theater down the stretch. Great theater with those two, and yeah, I'm gonna start talking about St. Charles a little bit. Defense is getting
Uh,
better, getting a little
we will
confident. Jared, they're getting a little confident.
talk about St. Charles. We will, but we're gonna stop right now because our special guest, he is in the lobby. He is the head coach of the Teurlings Catholic Rebels. They are 8-0, and they have a big time game this Friday night against their big time rivals, the St. Thomas More Cougars. We have the one, the only Coach Dane Cherpentier. Coach, how you doing?
I'm good, man. Thank y'all for having me tonight.
Oh man, thank you for joining us, Coach. Coach, let's get right to it. Your father was a former coach at Teurlings also. What influence did you get from him as you are now a head coach?
Yeah, I think a lot of the offense that we still run is, originally what he implemented, starting all the way back in 1995. He played for the great Dick McCloskey at Hanson Memorial in Franklin, Louisiana. He went to Nicholls State, came back home, and took over at Teurlings Catholic in 1995. We were still running the belly series, I formation, but then in the late 90s, he was one of the first in the state to go to the shotgun and go to the spread offense. And, you see it's taken over football since then. And a lot of those same concepts are still what we're doing today.
Was it always a dream to coach at your alma mater?
It was always a dream to coach. I never really seriously pursued any other profession. You really just want to keep competing. Once your playing days are over, there's no other outlet for it. There's no other avenue to go down. It's kind of a natural progression. You want to stay on the field. You want to stay in the game, and you want to keep that competitive nature about yourself. So it's a natural it's a natural transition into coaching and trying to win ball games, and then you try to help kids, and you try to help that younger generation achieve success and learn some lessons along the way. So it wasn't always necessarily about getting back to my alma mater. It was just about trying to be the best that I could be, and trying to influence as many young lives as I can.
Your team is off to an 8-0 start. What can you say about your team so far?
We're really proud of the guys. We got a really gritty senior class with some really good leaders in it. Our four captains, Jack Purser plays both ways for us. He's a tight end and a linebacker. Caleb Daniels also has seen action both ways as a receiver and a free safety. And then Gresham Perry, who's a Tulane commit, is our left tackle on offense. And then Dougie Viltz is our fourth senior. He's a running back. And, what he lacks in size, he makes up for in heart and grit and determination. And he's just a silent killer, man. He's got a real killer instinct about himself, and, just one of the most fearless kids I've ever been around and I've ever coached. But, the real thing is we got a lot of guys behind those four guys in that senior class that are just as positive as they are and just as good of players as they are.
Your offensive line, they average a height of 6'3" and a weight of 280 pounds. What can you say about your offensive line? Because that is just massive to me.
Yeah, you hear about a lot of cliches and a lot of comparisons, and the offensive line is the engine. Without it, the car ain't moving at all. And so you could put all the shiny wheels and shiny parts on whatever you want, but if you ain't got them big guys up front, then you're probably not going anywhere. And we've all had years like that. Some years you got it, some years you don't, and you might have a great wideout, you might have a great quarterback, you might have a great running back. But boy, without them big bodies up front, man, you struggle, and And the exact opposite is true, and that's what we're living through this season. Is whenever you do have those big guys up front that are athletic and they can move their feet, they understand the game and they're serious about the game. Everything becomes it makes everybody better. It makes everybody on the field better. It creates space. It creates opportunity for all the players involved. And it's just one of those years where you wish it could be like that every year in high school football, where you got left tackle, left guard, two brothers, Drake and Gresham Perry, great bloodlines. Their late father, Adam Perry, played at LSU, blocked for Kevin Falk and likes of those guys. So, there's greatness, and I believe in bloodlines, and great bloodlines usually continue. And there's certainly no doubt with those Perry brothers that they got a lot of heart and they got a lot of love for the football game. And and then we got another big kid, Jay Surratt, and when he stands next to those guys, but I'm gonna tell you what, guys, we crossed that river last week and went to East Ascension, and they got some big human beings over there too, man. I mean, that was the first game we ran our guys out on the field, and we didn't look that big at all. I swear, I was like, dang, guys, these guys over here by this river are big, man. They got some real size over there at East Ascension, and they gave us all we wanted at the line of scrimmage. We knew they had a tough group. And I was really proud of our guys found a way to win the ball game.
Definitely. Before I pass it on to my co-host, George Peppers, this Friday night, you guys are playing for the district championship against your big-time rivals, St. Thomas More. So far this season, what have you seen about St. Thomas More when you watch film on them?
It's the same thing you see every season. It's one of the most physical teams in the state. The thing that always sticks out about those guys, and it's not any secret around here, they always play harder than whatever team they're on the field with. And to me, it sticks out like a sore thumb. And we preach it to our guys all the time. I thought last year we was one of the first years really, and we've been in tight ball games with them for 3 years in a row now. And really missed an opportunity to win the ball game in a couple of them. But it's hard to match their intensity for 4 quarters. They play that hard, and they reload at every position, man. They reload at quarterback, they reload at running back, they reload defensively, offensively. They do a great job, and it's a big challenge to go in there and rise to the challenge both physically and mentally.
George Peppers.
Coach Cherpentier, first off, I hope I didn't butcher your last name, but congratulations on the start that you guys have had this year. 8-0, incredible start. You guys are one of the best teams in Division One. So congratulations on the start, and thank you for taking the time for joining us on the show tonight. We appreciate you and thank you. I do want to ask you. Let's piggyback the fact you're 8-0. You had to replace your quarterback. If I'm not mistaken, Preston Welch was your longtime starter. If I'm not mistaken, you had to replace him. And you had some other players along that offensive area of the field and some defense that you had to replace. I hate to ask it in this fashion, like, are you surprised? But I don't want to say that, did you expect to be 8-0 with what you had coming back with in some spots that you needed some proof?
Well, it kind of goes back to the question that VK asked earlier about the offensive line. Whenever you graduate a 3-year starter at quarterback, obviously there's a big question mark. The guy's going to touch the ball every play, and everybody wants to talk about that position, and I understand that. But we knew what we had coming back in the trenches, and so we knew we had a chance to be really good. And we had to find the right guy that's gonna run the offense the most efficiently and really do a great job of playing to our strengths. And Alex Munoz, who's a junior, ended up being that guy. He keeps the offense moving in a lot of different ways. He makes, the thing about him, he's a great decision maker. He's kept us in positive down situations most of the season, and we've played against some big time defenses. We've played against Opelousas, we've played against Westgate. I understand East Ascension's record is not that good, but if you go watch those guys play, their defense is for real.
Mm-hmm.
Man. They got a lot of
Absolutely.
size on the field. They got a lot of speed on the field, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see those guys sneak up and beat somebody in the next couple of weeks that maybe the people might not think they're gonna beat. But the thing about the quarterback position, I think you're only as good as the guys around you, and I think Alex would say the same thing. He's doing a good job of distributing the football. He's been very efficient. He's had a lot of games where his completion percentage is in the 80s. And so, we're not going to throw the ball 30, 40 times a game, maybe like we've done in the past. We're going to try to play to our strengths. And, it puts a lot of pressure on the defense to maybe add some guys inside and maybe make those opportunities on the outside a little bit more friendly to the quarterback.
Looking at your team, not just the composition, but for me, what game was it that you thought, man, you know what, my guy, this team might have something for teams around the state. Again, bringing back some unproven talent. But what game on this schedule that did you feel like, hold up, I think I got something for these big boys down in New Orleans or wherever, whoever you may see as a team that you might have to fool with in Division One. Which game do you think defines that for y'all?
Yeah, I mean, man, honestly, there's a lot of games on our schedule that I lost sleep over in June and July. I
Mm,
promise you. You
not
know,
bad.
I don't know if y'all went to the Dome last year, watch Opelousas
We
High
did.
play. I mean,
Yeah.
all those
Yeah,
guys
we
are back.
called the game.
Every last one of them guys are back, and we had them week one. So that was some sleepless nights. They got such good players, and they do a great job of coaching them up, especially defensively. But then offensively, the running back and the quarterback, that duo that they have is extremely hard to stop. So we played them on a wet night, and I thought that gave them a little bit of an advantage. And I was worried about us holding up defensively. I was worried about us moving the ball offensively. And our guys went out and got the job done and tackled well enough to win the game and scored enough to win the game. And then so that was very encouraging. And then the following week, we brought in a Sam Houston team, week two. And if you follow Sam Houston last year, they seemed like they averaged 50 points a game. And Opelousas and Sam Houston were very similar because last year they had huge junior classes, almost all juniors on the field. So this year they bringing back a ton of experience, whereas on paper we're losing, look like everybody. And so we're trying to beat the same teams coming back with kind of like a whole new team on our side, and so that's stressful. But the way we came out, took a 29-0 lead against a really good Sam Houston team. I think they're up to 6 or 7 wins now. I was really impressed with the way our guys played in that ball game, the way we ran the football and took advantage of some opportunities.
And you piggybacked into my next question. That schedule, the way it was composed, it wasn't overkill. You played some pretty heavy opponents, as you mentioned. Opelousas, a reigning state champion. Westgate, dangerous team. Notre Dame beat Lafayette Christian a couple of weeks ago, hung 40 something points on them. The way you guys have handled your business, I look at your team, and I haven't seen you guys play. Covering New Orleans, we cover our area, and we do peek around, but I have not seen you guys play. And I look at your team, and I feel like this is a team that's got a lot to offer come playoff time in Division One. So it leads into this: where do you see your team right now as we head into Week 9? St. Thomas More is the perfect opponent this close to the playoffs. A team that is a multi-time state champ, defending. Um, just like you guys going up to Division One. Um, when you look at Division One as a whole, how do you feel like you guys stack up when you look at teams like Edna Carr, the teams at the Catholic League, Curtis, and the New Orleans teams? Of course, STM is going to be a factor. How do you feel like you guys stack up against those teams when we get to the playoffs?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting question. I think if you I invite both of y'all to come walk on campus anytime you want. I don't think you'll feel like you're at a Division One school. I
Coach,
think,
Coach, I was there 2 seasons ago when y'all played Shaw in the playoffs.
right.
I was there, and everybody on that campus was extremely nice. Everybody. So
Oh
I've been
well,
there.
I'm happy to hear that. Look,
Yeah.
it's still it's very much still a double A school at heart. Y'all talking about my dad earlier. In the 90s when he took over, there was 30 kids on the team. And it was single A, barely double A, going back down to single A. A lot of us that been there the whole time, it's really surreal and hard to believe that we're playing in Division One. And we're not complaining about it. We look forward to big games. We look forward to big matchups. But when you talk about Catholic League schools and Teurlings Catholic in the same sentence, man, it's kind of weird, to be honest with you. We only have 300-something boys on campus, So that's a big disparity in Division One. And, we've played in Division Two the past few years, and we've done really well. And STM's also been in Division Two and done really well. It's going to be a good test this week. And honestly, we're not even, we break the season up, preseason, regular season, district, and postseason. So we're focused right now on trying to win a district title. That's not to say we don't look at scores and we don't look at Catholic League scores and stuff like that, but we already know what they got in New Orleans. New Orleans is fright night. They got talent everywhere. Baton Rouge, much the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's you got to bring your lunch when you go play in those places. And the district that's really impressed me is up north, man. I mean, with Neville and Ash and Ruston and West Monroe and all those guys beating up on each other, they got some serious firepower up there too.
And I think only of that group, I think only Alexandria's select. I think Neville, Ruston, and them were non-select, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct.
Jared, help me out here.
No, you're correct. You're
okay. Right. With that said, okay, I just wanted to make sure. I didn't want to sound like a nut or not. But anyway, do you feel like your team has peaked yet, or do you feel like you have more to offer?
No, honestly, I think last week was, I think we didn't play very well last week in a lot of aspects. I think we did what we needed to do to win the game. But, we can still get a lot better in a lot of different phases of the game. And that's what you try to do every week is try to make corrections and try to improve. I don't think we've come close to peaking, to be honest with you. I think we can play a lot better on defense. I think we can play a lot better on special teams. And I think we can play a lot better offensively, especially in the passing game, to be quite honest. I mean, I think we got a lot of ground to cover in the next 2 weeks. And, one of the things you play against a team like St. Thomas More, it's going to expose what you got going on, and the more teams you play like that, it only gets you better. Because if you win a game and you come out feeling good about yourself and you show up Monday and say, man, we're so good, we don't need to work on much, we're going to keep doing what we're doing, I don't think you improve very much. But if you face a team, win or lose, like St. Thomas More, you're gonna find some things that you need to work on for sure.
Oh, absolutely. My last question before I turn it over to the man who just showed up into our thing, VK Jones. I know you've had to uphold a legacy with your dad, and you've done enough yeoman's work at Teurlings. What would it mean to win a state title this year with this group that you have? What would it mean to you personally to win a state title?
No, it would be unbelievable. It would it'd be a dream come true in the truest sense of the phrase. It would be the fruition of a lot of hard work of a lot of other people besides myself. That's for sure.
Coach Cherpentier, man, good to have you on the show. Apologies for being late. Kind of in the same situation. I'm assistant coach for a basketball team, and we had a couple of games tonight. And on top of that,
as long as y'all got the win, man.
Well, I was coaching. It was a middle school part of our team, so they didn't win, but it was a jamboree. So plain and simple, it's just beginners for right here. But at the same time, also my mobile service has been sucking all day. So as soon as I get home, everything come on. So I don't know if you experienced the same thing, Jared. So it's been that kind of day.
I'm good.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
it's been
man.
that kind of day. But coach, gotta ask you. First of all, I'll tell you one thing. This group here, what you've done this year is unbelievable, and how this team has come together. And it seemed like a lot of experts didn't expect this from this team. But what are your thoughts? How you looked at your team from the beginning to now, saying, okay, we're one game away from winning possibly the district championship and having a top 3 seed in the playoffs.
Well, we're actually 2 games away, so I don't want to disrespect
2
nobody.
games away. That's right. That's right.
We got two district ball games left. Obviously, the one this week is one that a lot of people put a star on the calendar. But I think it goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Football is still football. It's won at the line of scrimmage, and the way that the game has gone nationally, the way that the game has gone in our state, with the 7-on-7 leagues gaining so much notoriety and gaining so much attention, I think people focus a lot on the skill aspect of the game, which rightfully so. It affects the game tremendously. But football is still football. Football is played at the line of scrimmage. And I think a lot of people, when they saw our team last year, they looked at all the skill players that we lost. Going back 2 years ago, Kentrell Prejean, Preston Welch, Bradford Kane, Aiden Trahan, running backs, receivers, quarterbacks. But we got college players on the offensive line, and one of them's a tight end, one of them's a tackle, one of them's a guard, another one's a guard. And a lot of times those guys fly under the radar, no matter how big they are, because they're not flashy, they're not pretty, they're not sexy, and people don't like talking about offensive line because it bores them. And, you just fuss when they get penalties and miss a block or get a holding call. But I think the bottom line is that those guys gave us a chance. Those guys gave all the rest of those kids a chance to step up into those skill roles. Your Nick Celestine's coming into his junior year. Cade Cother going into his senior year. A lot of names that people didn't know. But turns out they can make a lot of plays whenever we got time to throw the ball, whenever the inside run threat is there. And, Dougie Viltz, tailback, just a special kid, man, a special kid. He only needs us. He gets through very small cracks. And thankfully, we've had some big holes to run through. But, then you got a kid like Alex Munoz, a complete unknown at quarterback. And for him to be able to come in and operate the way he has, I think it speaks to the high level of offensive line play that we've had.
And I can definitely understand, Coach. I'm the one person that can say linemen in the trenches are very, very important. And I'm like this: if you have experienced linemen return, that's kind of a big help for you, because if they can dig in early, even with the younger inexperienced players, that could help early, even when wins or losses, because the fact of the matter is you got potential, but all of a sudden sometimes it might open up to bigger things.
Well, and the thing about it too is that we're not in Iowa or Illinois. We're in Louisiana. They got skilled players on every block. You know what I'm saying? They got running backs, DBs, everywhere you look. But offensive linemen is a little bit harder to come by. So when you got them, you got them, and you got to take advantage. So it just is it's a good group, and we're having a lot of fun with them, and they like playing the game together.
I'll tell you one thing, how the week has been so far. It's been a minute since Teurlings got it done against St. Thomas More, but at the same time, it's a huge one. It's on the road. I know it's going to be standing room only on Friday night. How it's been with the seniors and the team this week in their approach going into this ball game.
You can tell it means a little bit more. You say all you want, it's just another game, it's the next game, all this other stuff. But, these seniors have a little bit different look in their eye. They were all there last year. We let one get away last year. And we were going in to try to make it 2 scores with about 6 minutes in the game, and we got stopped on the 2-yard line. And then they took it 98 to win the game. So, that was a bitter pill to swallow, and I think that taste is still in a lot of people's mouth, including my own. But at the end of the day, man, it's going to be a good football game. It's what high school football is all about. It's going to be 2 groups of kids that are really getting after it and trying to do things the right way, and it's 2 good football teams.
Last question, Coach. What now if the guys work hard and finally can get the job done in beating STM, what it would mean to you and your team going forward to clinch a share of the district championship on Friday?
It's a huge deal. We talk about it a lot. I appreciate you asking. I think district titles have been undervalued a lot. Everybody talks about the playoff brackets. People start talking about the playoff brackets week 1, week 2. And it's like, guys, we hadn't even started district yet. I think a district championship is a big deal. Our district has lost a few teams. We used to have Karen Crow. We used to have LCA. But we had the best district in the state for quite a number of years. And I put all classes on that. I know you New Orleans guys are biased, but, I think
Look, last year,
Last
we said your district and the Catholic League was what. So we gave a lot of credit to you.
We gave a lot of credit.
Yes.
I'm like this. We said we said this the last 2 years that district y'all were in, and also the other districts in that region of the Acadiana area was tough as nails in the state. That was just straight up from us. We're New Orleans guys, but we cover the state too, and we do our research and everything else. And we know a team is good.
Y'all got eyeballs too.
Exactly.
Yes.
We do.
I mean, think about it. Teurlings, Lafayette Christian, STM, the past 2 years got to the semis from the same district. That speaks for itself.
And look, Westgate was in the semis in the other bracket.
That's right.
Yes, they were.
Semis, and Westgate won the state championship as well.
Correct.
And STM winning state. LCA was in the state title. We just know, like, when we got eyeballs, when we see it, and it's like, wait a minute, man, they pretty good out there.
Right. And look, that's why, but that's what makes it mean so much if you can get a share of that district title. It's a big deal, and we're playing for a lot this Friday, and I think our kids understand that, and our coaches certainly understand that. So, in order to win a championship, you got to play championship football.
Much agreed.
Coach Cherpentier, before I let you go, your college teammate and my good friend, Brooke Adams, he wanted to tell you hi.
Oh, my boy, Brookshire Brothers. That's what we used to call him. That's a good dude, man. He couldn't cover me, but he was a good dude.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Brooke. He's a great guy, man.
Tell him I said hello, man.
I sure will. I will do that, Coach. Coach Cherpentier, thank you for joining us. Good luck to your team this Friday night, and good luck to your team throughout the rest of the season and the postseason.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
Definitely, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, Coach.
Coach Cherpentier, the head coach of the Teurlings Catholic Rebels. Big game with St. Thomas More. He has done a marvelous job. I don't know what Marceline 89 is talking about. Amen. All that aside, let's be real. Okay, what are you talking about, Marceline? You got to be more specific. I don't know what you're talking about. Let's be real. Tell me what you're talking about, and we can talk about it, man. Because we love to interact with our fans. But he's done a marvelous job. Back-to-back semifinals appearances. He's trying to get over that hump to get to that state championship game. So you cannot discredit anything Coach Cherpentier has done at Teurlings VK.
I'm gonna definitely say this right now, and I'm gonna be straight up, and I'm not saying it to be kissing up or anything. Right now, in my opinion, looking at a lot of programs in the state, Coach Cherpentier, in my opinion, is the coach of the year because of the fact of what we did not expect from this Teurlings team and what they lost, and for what they're doing this year, for them to be undefeated, going into a district, a potential sharing district championship game on Friday night. And I really, for him to pick up the pace and maintaining a program his dad really put together and got it going and everything else, and for him to maintain it and to continue to go to higher heights and for them to compete in Division One. This is going to be a scary team going forward into the playoffs, and we'll see what they go. This might be they get to the semis. They have a chance to get to the semis, definitely. They got a chance to get to the dome, yes. So it's just the fact of the matter is, to me, Coach Cherpentier has done yeoman's work, especially this year. And to me, he's my top candidate for Coach of the Year, not just in the city, but in the state.
All right, George, your thoughts about Teurlings Catholic Rebels and Coach Cherpentier?
Wouldn't you guys want to see them lining up against Edna Car in the Superdome in that Division One final with the
Would not.
strengths of Teurlings Catholic with the old line that they've got? What is Carr's bugaboo? Carr, when they play teams that like to pound it in between the tackles, they run into teams that are big, and they struggle. But with that incredible athleticism that they got, would be a superb matchup. And yeah, I was going to actually bring that up while I was Foster at Riverdale. That job he's done there this year mandates consideration as well. What about Neville? Undefeated,
Well, I'm going to
you
say
know?
this. There are a
I
lot of
agree too.
coaches we can put up there
Yes,
for
we could
nomination,
go. We
but
could do this all night long,
all
guys.
night,
We could do
yeah.
this all night long. This is
Let's
a
give it Teurlings.
discussion that
Yeah.
you know, and I know we're about to segue into everybody's favorite portion of what we do, and that's the picks. But
Right.
VK talked about we have eyeballs. My question to VK is, how's he last in the picks if he's got eyeballs?
Oh, Lord.
Well,
Now, see, I'm
not
being
last
messy.
week.
Not last week. No. I was gonna say last week.
There go his moral victory. Not last week, I wasn't
Honestly,
last. Lord have mercy. All
Hey,
right.
I'm like this. 2 victories on the year, baby. I'll take it.
VK,
It's all good.
VK,
What two victories? We talking about?
remember VK, it's all in fun. Remember
It's
that.
all in fun. It's all in fun.
It's
As
What
I'm
all
two
it's
saying,
victories?
all
Wait,
to the
what two
good.
victories do you have?
I tied you
One,
and I tied
you got
George. So that's 2 victories. So I'll
George
take
didn't
it.
George didn't tie me the week before?
I didn't. I tied him. I tied you
And I
last two
Well,
tied
weeks ago.
George.
he got one victory,
And
right?
No,
right.
2. I tied you one time, and now I tied George that last week.
Hold on.
What he tied me? Wait. What he tied me, George?
No, I tied
You
He
know
you
what?
one.
lost
Hang,
every
hang
week
tight.
until last week, probably.
No, it was a couple weeks ago. Me and you tied for the record. We tied one week. I
Man,
remember
I
we
know
tied.
me and George tied 2
All
weeks
right, I'm
ago.
gonna pull. I've got
Because
all 8 weeks,
you was
guys.
17-7.
Guys,
Go ahead.
I've got the 8 weeks. I'm gonna actually look back. So give me a minute or two.
Well,
As
we're
we
gonna
prep to do week
I
9,
wanna
the
go to
penultimate
commercial.
week.
I
But
wanna
I'm
go to
gonna look and
commercial
see.
break. I wanna go to commercial break. And then we're gonna come back and do our picks. Because I don't know what he won a week at all. And when we tied. I know I tied with George 2 weeks ago. But anyway, commercial break. Coming right back, ladies and gentlemen, on the Cast It Out Show with our picks. Y'all don't go nowhere. Stay right there.
Hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Move, move, move. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. 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 Hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Move, move, move. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning.
Did you experience storm damage from Hurricane Francine? Barretto Home Solutions can help. You can give them a call at 504 940 7552.
Green Law Firm is a full-service law firm specializing in personal injury,
criminal law, successions, and family law. With over 25 years of experience, the Green Law Firm continues to provide efficient, competitive, and effective representation to clients throughout the state of Louisiana and all across the nation. Consultations are free. If you're looking for results, call the Green Law Firm at 504-328-3990. That's 504-328-3990, located at 931 Westwood Drive, Suite B in Marrero, Louisiana. The Green Law Firm.
All right, welcome back to the Hash It Out Show. I'm your host, JB the Sports Guy, joined by George Peppers and VK Jones. And Austin Tyler says it right here. Somebody not telling the truth. Go ahead, George.
Just during the commercial break, VK, you're right. Week 3, he tied you. Week 3, he tied you for the top spot. Week 8, last week, he and I shared the spoils for the top spot. So, yes, I went back and looked and double looked. See, I'm not one of these that's just going to be reactionary. I'm going to look to make sure because I pride in what we do. I mean,
Oh,
we
yeah.
all do.
Yes.
But week three, VK Jones, you were dead even with Jared Boyd. And he leads as we headed to week 9, guys. For those of you that want to know, Jared's got a 10-win lead over me and an 18-win lead over you. So
Right.
I don't know how we're going to make that up, but I think the onus for the three of us, the onus now is to finish strong and increase that win percentage, right?
We still got to give
and the
VK
only way we can do that,
another game because we didn't replace the one game because he called for Crescent City Sports.
I'll talk about this off air, and I think it's only fair. Since you didn't replace it, I actually went ahead and gave him it in the car last week because he told me, he goes, if I had to pick the game, and he would have picked Carr, and I said, it's only fair because you didn't replace the game last week. I thought you would, but look, it's just one game, and he's still 18 wins behind you. What is it? It's
he's good.
Tomato, potato, potato,
Yeah,
right?
that's
And
cool.
speaking of one game, Yankees 5, Dodgers nothing. Might be going back to LA for another ball game.
Going back to Kelly. All right, guys, let's get going on the picks. We're gonna start with
Let's
this one
go.
right here, the Magnum Bowl. Haynes, they are 7-0, taking on Patrick Taylor, who just had a disappointing season. We did not see this happening at all for Patrick Taylor. 0-8. I got Haynes. I think VK has Haynes, and I think George has Haynes. I think we're all in agreement, right?
Yep, and this is the Magnet Bowl too. So that is, there's the original Magnet Bowl has always been Haynes Thomas Jefferson, but this is part 2.
It's part 2. George, you got Haynes too?
I hate to disappoint my fan base like this, but yeah, well, Austin, whatever. I hate to do this. But look, Coach, the Haynes has had an incredible run, haven't they? Undefeated. Patrick Taylor, just what can go wrong will go wrong. It's been that way for Patrick Taylor this year. I think they're just looking to finish this thing out. Haynes is winning this game by whatever the Haynes is going to get the win, whatever the number they feel.
All right, there we have it. So we all got Haynes. D says Haynes. Here we go. Tomorrow night, Halloween night, District 10 5A Championship, Riverdale Rebels at East Jefferson. It's gonna be a good ball game, guys. I think the score is gonna be close, but I think at the end we'll see something like we saw when Riverdale played John Ehret. Rita Gonzalez finds Torrent signals some type of way, and the Riverdale Scottish Rebels wins their first district championship. Give me Riverdale. VK.
This is a tough one, man. But at the same time, this is going to go down. I agree with Jared. It's going to go down to the wire. Man, I'm a Coach Glover, man. You're unbelievable. I know Coach Simon's still on that staff. I know Coach Eddie Green's still on that staff. A couple of those Purple Knights. I know y'all gonna be mad at me tomorrow when I do this. Torrent signal. Don't let me down, Riverdale.
All right.
I'm gonna come see you tomorrow, Torrent. But I'm just saying, don't let me down, Riverdale.
Hey, GP.
Man, these dudes are talking all kind of noise on this here chat. I mean, can't look at this. Boy, they running all kind of game. Pick every week like us, and then you could do all that talking. Until then, shh. But
Hey,
as far as the game, look,
we
we're going
met
to be in attendance.
we met Kenny Homeboy at the Bell Chase game, the one that coached for St. Charles. We met his homeboy.
Yeah. Kenny,
Oh, y'all did?
did he give you that message
We met him too.
about the steak dinner?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you talking about me? Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah, Kenny. Where's our food at, man? Well, I mean, you got to look. You got two expanding waistlines, bro, and you got to pay your bet. Don't worry, we know where you at.
Who you
But
got,
as far
George?
as this game, listen, the three of us are going to be in attendance tomorrow night. For those of you that are going to be there, come holler at us. Come holler at us. Talk football. It's this is going to be a great setting for a game and a championship game in your lifetime. Before we pick it, who would have said Riverdale Rebels district champions in football in our lifetime? Who would have thought that? With as bad as the program's been, they've had some decent years, but never been in this position. They are tomorrow night, and we had Brian Glover on last night. Look, we're in for a fascinating football game. We are in for a very good football game. I had a tough time picking this one, but I'm gonna go with the team that has instilled the most belief. And in a close game, Riverdale finds a way, makes a way. They win this by a field goal. Riverdale's my pick.
All right. Kenny says he got y'all. He got y'all. All right, moving on. University
All
and
right.
Madison Prep playing for the District 6-3A championship. I got University over Madison Prep University.
I
You
like the
PK.
Cubs. I like the Cubs. The Cubs continue to be on the mission. I think this game, I wouldn't be surprised, we'll go down the wire because Madison Prep is going to be ready to go. This is going to be. I'm saying this because Madison Prep has athletes, and Madison Prep not going to back down. They've been playing a tough schedule themselves. They will be ready. Could come down to the wire, but I'm taking the Cubs to win the district title.
Ooh, okay.
I was talking with my brother Emmanuel. All right.
I'm
It's
listening.
me?
Yeah, yes, it's you. Go ahead.
Okay. I was talking with Emmanuel earlier this week in reference to the games, the plethora of big games we have this week, the penultimate stage of the season. And I brought this game up. He says, George, don't. He's convinced University can name their number against Madison Prep. And I'm like,
Me too.
okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. And the problem is, again, Kenny, yes, I actually went and looked. They're dealing with some injuries, some key injuries. I don't think that stops him though, man. University is just that might be Shaw's dance partner in Division Two in the state championship. That might be Shaw's dance partner if they're on the opposite side of the bracket. Madison Prep's going to give a good account of themselves. I feel like they're going to play them close, but the Cubs are just too good in too many spots. University wins this game.
All right, let's go to Baton Rouge area. Go to Gonzales. Dutchtown at East Ascension. Walker defeated Dutchtown last week, and that just shocked me. One of the wide receivers, I can't think of his name, number one, had over 200 yards receiving. And I'm sitting there like, did Coach Mahaffey hold back against Shaw? And they was with the Dutchtown that just let the whole offense just open up. I don't know, man. I just don't know. And I did not expect Walker to beat Dutchtown. I did not see it, but I think this ball game will be close. Also, I think East Ascension puts up a great fight, but Dutchtown by a field goal over East Ascension.
I can look at this in Dutchtown. Uh, I think I don't think Coach Mahaffey held back. I think Coach Mahaffey let his team have it
Okay,
for
I
the
like that.
week.
I like that.
I think he let the team have it after what he has seen the last couple of weeks and everything else. You had to think Walker losing two straight games, had a close game against Saint Amar, let it slip, and then losing the Shaw like they did. So knowing the veteran team that they have, Coach Mahaffey definitely let them have it last week. So that's how Walker became more focused and felt like, hey, we need to go handle business because coach is on our butt. That was a huge win by Walker last week. But Dutchtown, I think they turn it around this week. I think they bounce back big time. Touchdown with the win.
All right, GP.
Hmm. So, Jared, you say touchdown by a field goal, right?
Yeah, close.
Okay. We talked with Blake Mathern last Friday night, and I remember off air asking him about Brock, his brother. And he's like, they're close. He kept intimating they're close. They're close. They've been in good close games against really good teams. The 3-5 record is deceptive.
Yeah.
Upset
Their
alert
quarterback's injured too for East Ascension.
Mm.
for East Ascension. Yeah, I would have said upset alert. I was about to say it. Let me stop myself because now I remember. Now I'm thinking. The thing is, touchdown got absolutely demolished last week. That was not even close
All right.
at all. They were never in that game, undefeated, and they got exasperated. They got destroyed. Sometimes teams take a minute to get their bearings about them. I mean, that was a psychological beatdown last week at the hands of Walker, and I didn't see it. None of us saw that coming. Not that Walker couldn't compete. None of us saw the scoreline that came out. It's not so much that they won; it's the fact that they just thoroughly pounded them. East Ascension's got issues on with injuries. I don't really want to do it. I still want to do it. Heck with that. I like Brock Wizard too much. I'm going to take a swing at this one. I'm taking the home team here for the slight upset.
All right. He got East Ascension. All right. Here we go. Still in Baton Rouge area. Episcopal at Dunham for the District 828 Championship / lead. I'm going with Dunham. Elijah Haven. VK.
Well, man, what a season so far for both of these teams, especially for Episcopal. One loss of the season. They have been really, really outdoing themselves this year, and you know, in the position that they are. But you know, looking at their schedule, you see some good wins for Episcopal, but I think Dunham is on another level. I think Dunham's on another level. I really think it's close for the first half, but then Dunham settles down and they pull away. Dunham wins district.
George.
Dunham has one of the best players in the state. Excuse me. They have one of the best players in the state in Elijah Haven. In a game like this, lean on that. I think the most well-rounded team in the state of Louisiana that can win a state title is that team. Episcopal UVK, I kind of got some hesitation in your voice about Episcopal's schedule. Not like you were thoroughly convinced. Like, oh well, I mean, and I'm not going to question credentials or none of that. I'm not trying to do any of that. I'm taking Dunham, and I think they can win by at least two. I say they win by 17. Dunham.
All right. Davian, no, you haven't missed that yet. All right. Walker, who put that beat down on Dusttown. They got to go to Denham Springs. Both 5-3, both fighting for playoff positioning, playoff lives. I'm gonna go with Walker. I'm gonna go with Walker. Just feeling Walker rich. VK.
So you feeling Walkerish.
Yeah.
This is gonna be. I think this is gonna be a knockdown, drag out fight more than anything else because somebody's playing for their playoff lives. Somebody's fighting for a potential home game. This is playoff implications in itself. But I think the veterans of Walker is gonna get another big win. I like the Wildcats in this one.
George Peppers.
You know what games like last week do? Walker. That buoys their confidence. The fact that they manhandled Dutchtown, I think this is a excited football team. And Denham Springs has been plenty good this year at 5-3. They've been solid. I don't think Chad Mahaffey's losing this game though. I think Walker gets the job done. I think they win by 14.
All right. D2 Spicy says Denham Springs will win this game. All right, moving on. We're still in Baton Rouge area. Here we go. Zachary traveling to Central of Baton Rouge. Oh man, Coach Semino at Central, Coach Brewerton at Zachary. Who gets the job done? Zachary wins. They play for the district championship against Catholic next week on a Thursday night. Central wins. Gotta hope Zachary beats Catholic for a share of the district championship. Who gets the win this Friday night? Give me Zachary by a field goal. Zachary. VK.
Well, Zachary could get in that position again, and they have a great chance to do it. But I think Coach Semino is going to have them boys ready to go. And I'll tell you one thing about this Central team, it's going to be hard for Central to just, lose two straight games. And, I don't expect them to just lose this ball game here at all. They got a little prep last week, but this week it's gonna be close. But I'm gonna go with Central Baton Rouge to get it done against Akron.
So they get whitewashed by Catholic, and you're picking them against Zachary and similar football team. Noted. I'm going with the Broncos, Jared. Put me down for Zachary. I think they win the game. I think they win it by 10. I think Central showed what they were against Catholic, and that was not ready for prime time. They're still a plenty good football team, but I think Zachary gets it done, and I think this is money time. And Brewerton and company, they know they went to the finals last year. They didn't win it, but they got to the show last year. I think it's about due time Zachary steps ups their game and they get the job done. I got Zachary by 10.
All right.
Mhm.
Moving on. HL Bourgeois traveling to Central Lafourche. HL Bourgeois
So
is 24 in the power rankings. Central Lafourche is number 26. This is in Division One non-select. This is a critical game for both teams. Winner most likely solidifies their spot in the playoffs. Loser might be out of the top 28 and hoping for some help come next week. But we shall see. But I will go with HL Bourgeois with the win over Central Lafourche, and they solidify their spot in the playoffs. Give me HL Bourgeois. VK.
Uh, Man, this is a toss up here. I'm like this. When I took them, they pulled through for me, and I'm doing it again. Central Lafourche. Give me
Mm,
the Trojans.
mm. All right. George Peppers.
airtight game, airtight football game here with these two. I don't think there's a lot in between them. I'm going with the home team here, Central Lafourche, to pull this win out. I think you're looking at a game that can go down to the wire, a late drive somewhere, and I think Central Lafourche is going to have the temerity to find it and find a late score to get the W. This is going to be a good game though, but I'm going with the home team.
Real good game.
All
I think it'll
right.
be a real good game now.
All right. Okay. Moving on. Rummel and Jesuit. Jesuit, man, you ain't stepping on Jesuit easily, bro, and getting away with it. I'm telling you now, you are in a fight with Jesuit, no matter who you are. And the car, because Bryce Brown said it, Jesuit, you're in a fight with them. You was in a fight. St. Aug was in a fight, and John Curtis was in a fight. You're in a fight with Jesuit. You cannot take Jesuit lightly. And you got Archbishop Rummel. So, who's going to win this game, man? Oh, boy. Rummel by field goal. Give me Rummel by field goal.
And,
DJ.
and, and this is how tight this is, not just with the district, but look at the power rankings. Rummel is sixth in the power rankings. Jesuit is ninth.
Mm-hmm.
This
Yep.
is this is another airtight game.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's a really good game. And Coach McNally has done outstanding work this year. It could be another candidate for Coach of the Year a little bit because he really done some work with this Jesuit team this year. And it's going to be a full quarter game that's going to come down to the wire, but I think the Raiders pull it out to set up a district championship showdown with the Edna Carr Cougars next week.
Yep. George Peppers.
It is the perfect. It is the perfect warm up, not warm up, setup for Rummel. When you look at this game, the perfect opponent. A Jesuit team that has knocked off some big boys this year. A Jesuit team that gave Etna Car their lowest point output of the year, 21. A Jesuit team that used a fourth quarter rally to beat JT Curtis and the Patriots. I look at this game and everything about this game says close, and I think it is. I think it is. And Jared, I thought you were going Jesuit, man. I thought you were going to take a swing and go to the Blue Jays. I thought you were going to buy into what they did against John Curtis. I was like, man, please pick Curtis. I mean, please pick Jesuit. Just because I'm 10 back and I'm just looking for any way I can catch you. I'm not going to pick Jesuit this week. They were good to me last week because I picked them against John Curtis and you guys did not. Um, I'm going with the Raiders too. I feel like Nick Monica's team, if anybody's going to give Carr a push, it's going to be them. And that's next week. But they're not going to look ahead because guess what? Jesuits got their full attention. Ryan McNally and those boys are going to be ready to strap it on and hit. And they're going to do a lot of it. It's going to be a physical football game. Rummel, my pick, though, by a touchdown.
And the good thing about Rummel is they're back. They're starting to be back healthy, especially Norman Taylor,
Yes.
Gennaro Buggage. They are back
They've been
healthy.
playing.
No, I know, but I'm saying they're back fully healthy again. That's what I'm trying to let you know.
They've been nicked up, is what he's saying.
Yeah, because Nick Monica actually talked with Ken Trahan last week about it and everything, and you can tell by the conversation that he really feels good about this team going forward now.
Yep. D2 Spicy says Rummel. West Jeff, what's happening, baby? What's happening? Yeah, I got that big district game coming up. Big rivalry game. West Bank rivalry between y'all and Eric. We're gonna pick that one in a little bit. All
That's
right.
week 10. That's not next week. That's week 10 on a
Yeah, a little
Saturday.
bit. Yeah, a little bit as of next week. Sorry.
Yeah, there you go. Trying to keep you in line, dog.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew this was coming.
Yeah. Battle of the Birds in Marrero. Bell Chase and Archbishop Shaw.
Shaw Eagles get the win. I'll tell you, Bell Chase really gave it all they had last week in the game of the week. It was a great ball game.
Yep.
Great ball game, came down to the wire. Bell Chase had their shots right there, but they'll have a nice start against Shaw. But the Eagles, it's gonna be too much.
George Peppers.
There are levels of great teams, and there's Shaw and what they've done over the last month. Oh wow, Kenny.
Jesus.
You know, I would not call him crazy to say that Shaw has played at a completely different level. Since the meddling starts, since the Rummel game, the megaphone, you guys, Shaw has been absolutely dominant. Clobbered Lafayette Christian, clobbered Walker, who busted Dutchtown. Y'all got some wins on that schedule. Bell Chase, what I saw last week, defensively, they get to the ball, but when they needed it, they couldn't make stops. It finished at 14-13. VK, the president of the Bell Chase fan club, I surely thought he was going to take a swing with that one. I for sure thought he was going to go Bell Chase, but he's wised up. He sees what we see, and I said this after Lafayette Christian that Shaw's back, and they every week and look. Last week is last week. I don't want to hear any of that. They beat the brakes off of Kenner Discovery. They should have, but those wins before that tell you that Shaw team is back, and they're going to win this game by 21. Shaw big.
The Shaw Eagles right now are the number one seed right now. They're
Yes,
number
sir.
one power rankings in Division Two. And what I'm gonna say is this: you say Lafayette Christian, they were back. I said it's just one game. The Walker game convinced me. Oh, they're here now. They're here now. I wanted to see more to the puzzle. And when I seen that,
59-17, you saw it.
and I said, bruh, I told Jared, I said, bruh, and Jared understood. I said that was a good win in Lafayette Christian, but I want to see more. When I seen that game, I said, Jared, y'all on fire now. Y'all got it now. Y'all got it.
My bad, Coach Sam. My bad. But yeah, the skull, the WJ, the red. I really thought that was somebody from West Jeff. I did.
Me too. I was about to say something not
Yeah.
nice. I was about to say something not nice. I was like, oh, the enemy's in the house.
Oh man, yes indeed. So we all picked Shaw. Kenny watched our rebroadcast. Yeah. go. He also says Bell Chase may not score, but D2 Spicy on Instagram, she says Bell Chase will beat Shaw.
Well,
Moving on.
Uh, I won't. I
Yeah,
will not disrespect Stephen Myers at all.
moving on. East St. John at Carver. Does East St. John get their first win of the season? I think they're gonna get it. I think they're gonna get it. I think East St. John defeats Carver. East St. John. VK.
this is
Okay. Yeah.
man, this is gonna be this is a coin toss on this one, man. This is hard. This is really hard. You know what? Just because in that tough district, East St. John will get the
All right. George Peppers.
As I'm writing the picks, that's why I'm writing them as we go, just to be sure we have some clarity. Y'all better remember, y'all. I know I can read VK's mind right now when he was getting ready to pick this game. He's like, "Why is it on here?" I can see it because I can see that. But Carver, you know what? The heck with that. I'm gonna be different. I'm going with the New Orleans team. East St. John has just been middling this year. It's just been really, really bad, unprecedentedly bad. East St. John. I think Carver gets this win and pulls their third win. Would be their fourth win, but remember they had to forfeit one ball game a few weeks back. So they're playing good ball right now, and give me the team that's got a little bit of confidence. It ain't East St. John. They do have to win, but it ain't gonna happen. Ram tough. Carver gets it done at home.
All right. And D2 Spicy says Carver as well. All
Smart.
right, guys. The game we're going to Friday night. Hornville at Destrehan. Hornville wins. They are the outright District 6 champion. If they lose, Hornville will have a share at least because they'll be done with district. Terrebonne and Destrehan will still have to play a district game. So I'll let you go first, VK. I'm gonna go last on this one because y'all know I have family all in Booty and Luling. So VK, who you
win.
got, man?
Family in Luling. Very, very interesting. I know your family and your roots run deep, and you could have went to Hanville. So that's something else. But this is gonna be. I'll tell you, game of the week. I don't care what anybody say. This is the game. Besides, hash it out show game of the week. But at the same time, this is the game, and I think it's the fact that people has been waiting. I think people has been waiting for this Hanville Destrehan game to really get it rolling to be that type of game. I think this is a close ball game. I think this comes down to the wire. This is a tough one for me on that one. But I think the biggest thing is for Hanville, they're really, really good. They're really good. If they win this one, you talking about momentum going forward. They're already a top 8 in Division One non-select. That could really boost them if they win the district. But Jackson Fields back. It's giving a lot of confidence to that Destrehan team. And the offensive line is getting better and better, and the defense is getting better for Destrehan. And they're at home. I'm gonna go with the Wildcats of Destrehan by a field goal.
George Peppers?
Oh, I'm picking this game now. Okay, so we're gonna do the theater, right? All right.
Yeah, we Hornville, that's right. Yeah, we picking. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
did. No. I'm saying I thought you were gonna pick it next. Okay.
Oh no, I'm going
Oh,
last.
what are we special now? Okay, I hear you. No, all kidding aside, but listen, all I've heard this week, Nick Campbell's words in our preseason interview, because we asked him to give us a prediction that nobody was going to give, and he stated Harnville is going to bust Destrehan, not beat, bust. And we're like, to the three of us, we're like, the heck is he thinking? But Look at this Harville team, boys. That is a legit entity. And VK, you just mentioned that they're a top 8 team already. So they're playing for a bye. And Destrehan is trying to climb into the home field.
Gotta get to
They're,
number 4 to get a
yeah, they
bye.
do. I mean, there's 4 spots, but a win like this can buoy them into that spot potentially. That's a big power number in that game. However, we talked with Coach Prothero last night, on the Hashdale show, talking about Destrehan Hornville, and I just remember his words. He kept intimating it. That Destrehan's starting to get their mojo back. They're starting to get that feeling back. And Hornville and Destrehan, this is going to be a titanic clash. We will be there. It is going to be a festive atmosphere. Get there early if you're going. Get there early. It is the rule number one. Get there early. Rule number two. First learn. Rule number one. Um, I know that Hornville, you guys were trying to stir up some stuff saying if I picked against Destrehan, if I picked against Hornville, that they would be coming after me and all that. It's not about that. I'm going to go with the team that I think is continuing to ascend. Hornville's got to show it to me on this stage. They've got to show it to me. The Terrebonne game, yes, they beat Terrebonne. Destrehan lost to Terrebonne. That's a common opponent. Damn. I'm going with the home team. Close. Very close. Destrehan, my pick.
Okay, I hear you. This game has to be won somewhere on the defensive side of the ball. Hornville, to me, has to stop the passing attack of Destrehan. And you have 4 great wide receivers. Now you have 3, as Johnny Dill had to be moved to safety due to Jace's injury. He's out for the season. Will Destrehan be able to stop the running game of Hornville? I'm going to say this. I said Hornville, Coach Boyne, biggest splash that he made was hiring Malta Scoble as his defensive coordinator. Malta Scoble has been a great defensive coordinator wherever he's been. Wherever he's been. Even the head coach at Slidell, the year they played Westgate in the second round, he held Westgate to 14 points up until the fourth quarter, and then Westgate Talent just took over. Malta Scoble was the defensive coordinator for Coach Robichaux when they lost 8-6 in that state championship game to Acadiana. I think Coach Scoble got something playing. And I think Jacob Jeffrey, the safety for Hornville, makes a stop at the end of the game to give Hornville the win against Destrehan. Hornville Tigers with the win. But I will say this. For some reason, it's always hard for Hornville to win at Destrehan, and I'm going to leave it at that. But I think Jacob Jeffrey makes a stop with Destrehan trying to drive to win the game. He makes a stop, and Hornville gets the win over Destrehan. All good things do come to an end, and I think that may happen Friday night. Hornville Tigers with the win. All right, go to the North Shore. Hammond and Salmon. I think Hammond gets the job done over Salmon. I got the Hammond Tornadoes. VK.
I can agree with you on that. I think the Hammond Tornadoes. I think it's going to be a close game, but I think they'll pull out a big victory at Salmon.
All right.
I'm going to use a horse racing analogy
Wait,
here.
wait. You got Hammond or Salmon, VK?
He said
I
Hammond.
got Hammond.
All right. Gotcha. Go ahead, George.
I'm going to use a horse racing analogy. Hammond has had 2 big time opponents the last few weeks, Mandeville and I think St. Paul, back to back, right? Now they step down a little bit. Not because Salmon, I don't think is as good as those 2 teams. I think Hammond gets the confidence boost they need against a quality Salmon team. Hammond wins by a touchdown. Give me the Tours.
All right. There you go. We all got Hammond. We all got Hammond. My boy Kenny got Hammond. All right. D2 Spicy also said Hornville. All right. Moving on. Here we go. Curtis and Edna Carr. Curtis has a good defense. They have trouble scoring. Edna Carr.
I gotta agree with that one. I think this, and I wouldn't be surprised. This could be another four-quarter game because John Curtis, to be honest, has probably one of the best defenses in the state,
Yeah.
but just don't have the offense. This is, John for JT Curtis, and he just sometimes might be pulling his hair a little bit, and he even admits it. He just wishes offense could just score enough. If they can score at least 20, they can win the game.
Yeah.
And it's very, very hard for them. I wouldn't be surprised this goes to the fourth quarter, but Carr pulls away and gets the win.
George.
John Curtis has not been able to figure. They've beaten Carr once since they got into this Catholic league. I don't see it happening again. John Curtis lost from ahead to Jesuit last week. They were in front of Jesuit last week, and they lost from ahead. They're not going to have that problem this week because they're not going to be ahead. Edna Carr continues to tell everybody, boys, y'all best pay attention to Bryce Brown in that group and that allotment of talent. Edna Carr by 14 and a demonstrative win. Carr over Curtis is my choice.
Marshall Line 89 says Carr is overrated as usual. My brother, that is the most asinine statement that could be said
Stupid.
right now, bro. That
Wow.
is that's come on, man. Come
I
on,
need to
man.
know why he's saying
Wow.
this. I need to know. I really need to know why that statement is being made.
Right.
What credence do you give to that statement? I don't give none of it. That
I
is a foolish statement.
Yeah, my goodness. D
They,
D2 Spicer
Disagree more.
said D2 Spicer said her Cougars all day long, and she said, "I told y'all Judge was going to win last week." You did say that, D. Yes,
did.
ma'am.
Sure did. But I don't understand that statement either. This is maybe the closest, and we didn't see a couple teams that didn't get through for Carr, but this by
Chubby.
by far, this by far is definitely maybe the closest team to
Oh
the
wow.
Alden Clark squad that won that state title. How loaded that team was. So it and the car is that good. Look at the schedule. Look at the teams they beat, and they play in the toughest league, one of the toughest leagues in the state. So I don't know what you're talking about, and I don't know what game you're watching, sir.
Moving on, guys. Moving
Yes,
on. John Eric versus Higgins. John Eric.
John Eric,
George Peppers.
Patriot Street.
Wait, wait, BK, you picking error too?
Yeah.
Yep, Patriot Street.
4,300. Get it right, sir. 4,300. Oof. Eric, I think Eric's punted on the season. I mean, last week they played a toe-to-toe game with East Jeff. I think this team has given up on the season, but Higgins, oh, I can't do it. John Eric's winning this game. In spite of all the mess with their team, the lack of leadership, the lack of discipline, everything that has gone bad for this team. It should be Eric easy, Kenny, but I don't trust him. I really don't. And that's my alma mater, and I'm talking this about. I do not trust this team at
Kill him.
all. There's nothing about this team that I trust. Nothing. That being said, they can't lose to Higgins, can they? Can they? I don't think so. John Eric wins.
Just killing him. Jesus. Moving on.
I could kill my own alma mater, dude. I can do that.
Yeah, you killing more than that though.
I
Moving
know.
on.
I know.
Saint Augustine and
Oof.
Holy Cross. St. Augustine is a top 11 seed. Holy Cross, I think, is number 19. Holy Cross looking for a win to stay in the playoff hunt in the top 24. But I think St. Augustine gets the win over Holy Cross, VK.
St. Aug back on a winning track. A huge win last week against Brother Martin. And I think Coach Watney is
Wait,
gonna.
wait, wait. Time, 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 time,
Oh,
time, 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 time.
oh. Here we go.
Wow.
Your statement makes
Wow.
like literally no sense. Because if they were non-select and the titles they won were in pretty much non-select almost.
That's
Most
correct.
of them they won. I mean, they beat everybody. Come on.
I
If they
think I
were
know what
non,
he's saying.
if they were
Jared,
non-select, they would still be doing damage. To be honest with
all
you.
right, read between the lines of this statement. I can tell you right now what he's going at. He's going at the fact that he believes, if I don't know if that's a he or she believes this car team would lose to Ruston, would lose to Neville, would lose to West Monroe. That's what I bet he's going on. I guarantee you that's what
That's
he's
what he.
going to.
That's
Hmm?
what he's saying. That's what he's saying because he's pretty much saying select is easy. No, it's not
No, it
easy.
ain't.
It's
Car
not
has it. Car
easy,
has it. They moved up to Division One select and they haven't won a title yet. They
dude.
this is
Dude, let me tell you something right now, sir.
Oh,
They
if he can
moved
get
up
mad.
to, let me tell you something right now, sir. This team has moved up to the highest classification and in the toughest league in the state. Think about what you're saying, bro. Because right now you're sounding stupid. You really
hold on.
sounding stupid right
Don't
now.
call him stupid. Don't call him stupid.
I'm sorry.
No, 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 no. Don't call our fans stupid.
I'm not.
Don't call our
Let
fans
me
stupid.
rephrase it. Let me rephrase it. You're being ignorant right now. You're being
Oof.
really ignorant.
We ain't got
Wow.
Because you're
we
not.
ain't
Because
gotta be
I'm
ignorant.
being honest.
We ain't gotta be
I'm being
ignorant. Come
honest.
on now, we ain't
I'm
gotta say
being
ignorant.
honest.
That's,
No, no,
no,
no.
no,
That
no,
no,
no, no,
no,
no.
no.
These
That's
are our
somebody.
fans. These are
No,
our fans.
I
No matter
understand that's our
hold on. No
fans,
matter
but
if we think they're wrong or if they're right or if they're trolling, which I don't know if he's trolling or not. I don't know, but
you
come on
might.
now.
You're right.
Let's just be
You're.
like, I disagree with your statement
I'm.
totally and
I'm.
go on.
Let me rephrase that. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Kenny. I know you
I.
have.
I. I don't like
I like that.
when we're being insulted. Okay, I don't like that. But I'm going to disagree with you, and I'm gonna let that go. But I don't like when we get insulted on this show. I don't like it at all.
Amari Simon, my guy. What's up, brother? What's happening? Amari Simon started safety for
Wait,
Westgate.
where
All
are
right,
we?
let's go. I know where we at. I know where we at. We
St.
at
Holy Cross,
St.
I think.
Holy Cross. I got St. Augustine. VK.
I
Go
say
ahead.
I'm going to continue. This is going to be a close game, but I think the Purple Knights will continue their winning ways. St. Aug.
All right, George.
That was a pretty demonstrative win against Brother Martin last week, 28-0. Through the shutout. What that tells me is Robert Valdez got into that team and put the swift kick in the derriere last week and got them boys focused, refocused. Purple Knights are, have they found it? I think they have. Holy Cross, it's a rough go of it this year, but that is just a product of the league. It is not a product of them being a bad football team. They're just not as good as those teams in the Catholic League. Purple Knights VK, get this money by 14. St. Aug by 14 is my pick.
All right. There was two games I forgot to put up on here that I got on the list, and I'm glad Amari Simon came in here because that's his is one of the games I forgot. All right, moving on. St. Paul's and Mandeville. If St. Paul's wins, they lead the district. If Mandeville wins, they are the district champions. The bad news is Mandeville's running back, Nate Shepard, is out for the year. Who wins this game? I don't see Mandeville winning. I'm sorry. They pull it off. Props. Props to Coach Jones, Craig Jones, and his staff. Big time. But I will go St. Paul's with the win. VK.
Well, so you're saying if St. Paul's wins, they'll take the lead in the district
The lead.
or
Yes.
the lead. Okay. Okay.
They have to play, I think, Covington.
This is a tough. This is a tough ball. This is a tough ball game to pick right here. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, I know the Nate Shepard injury means a whole lot and is a huge for them. You know, but at the same time, Mandeville, this is a huge character game for them, and I believe this is senior night for them, for those seniors. And I don't know if they have ever beaten St. Paul's. For them to have a chance to win a district championship on their home field, if I'm like this, if Mandeville win this game, that could go a long way. I'm taking the Skippers for the character win over St. Paul's. I'm like this. Coach Jones, and not just the fact for Coach Jones, but them seniors. They're gonna try and win this thing, not just for them, but for Nate Shepard. I'm taking the Skippers in an emotional win.
George Peppers.
I was the first one to rank this team in my top five. VK follow suit. Jared, you've yet to do so.
Yep.
Low key hatred. I don't
No,
know.
no hate. No
I'm
hate.
playing.
Trust me.
I know. I
I
feel
was
you.
defending Mandeville on a post on a post on Facebook today. I was defending Mandeville. When people are saying they ain't play nobody, this and that, I'm like, hold on. The semifinal
That
team
schedule's
last
been pretty
year,
good.
and they undefeated. So
Yep.
give them some respect. But go ahead.
Yeah, put some respect on them people. I get the rah rah says boom bond thing that VK's giving us. They've got a lot of questions to answer this week because what's the perception? It's Nate Shepard and no one else. Now that Nate's gone, are the skippers even this good? They've got a lot to answer on Friday night, and I was one of their first defenders. Oh boy, St. Paul's has played a very tough schedule. They have, and Kenny Sears and his boys are clicking at the right point. Um, yeah, it's a tough place to go and win a ball game at Skipper Stadium. That's a very tough home field. But I think St. Paul's. VK's right. Mandeville's going to play galvanized. I don't think it's enough because they're going to miss Nate Shepard in some big spots in that fourth quarter. I think St. Paul's gets the job done. Close.
All right. Let's let's move it a little faster, guys. Be a little more quicker with these picks.
You
Western
bro.
Road at Neville.
I got Neville as well.
George
A
Peppers.
weapon on Neville.
Yeah.
I'm not debating this one, Neville.
All right. District 248 championship or at least a share of the championship. Washington, if they win, they get the share. Franklin Parish, if they win, they are the outright district champions. Give me Franklin Parish. BK.
We need to have Franklin Parish coach on the show. Franklin Parish, they've been having an unbelievable season.
I'm with you. George Peppers.
I'm with you times two with that. Franklin Parish has been special here. Wattsman has been up and down. Terrence Cahey, he does a good job there, but I don't think his team is good enough. Franklin Parish gets it done.
All right. Here we go. Airline at Bird. Airline wins. They're the outright District 158 champions. If Bird wins, that puts at least a share um, going into week 10. Be a three-way tie with Airline, Bird, and Parkway. But I think Airline gets the job done over Bird. Give me Airline. Be another high-scoring game, like another 70 to 50 game. VK.
I expect this game to be close early because Bird is going to try to keep Airline off the field because of their running game. They've been very consistent all year long. I would go with Bird, but no, I think Airline. Those seniors are hungry and they want to get a district championship. I'm taking Airline.
George.
As I write these picks in, trying to go in rapid fashion to write these in, VK, didn't you just once upon a time say Airlines defense was getting better? They gave up 52 to a rebuilding Nakata Central last week. Bird has the right type of team to pull this thing off. They have the right style to pull this off. Do I have the character and the guts to do it? Man, Ben Taylor is just that dude for Airline, the quarterback. If you haven't seen him play, go check him out. That offense is Madden-esque good. They can average 60 at the drop of a hat. But that defense, whew, there's more holes than Swiss cheese on that defense. With that said, I think tempo wins this game. If Bird can tempo this game, they've got a real shot. I don't see it though. Airline's got too many athletes offensively. I think the Vikings win it. I do think it's close. Airline gets it done.
All right, quickly, guys. Quickly. Lafayette Kristen at Evangel. I got
Mm.
Evangel. I got Evangel. VK.
Evangel.
George.
Evangel as well.
All right. Lake Charles area. Barb at Sulphur. Give me Barb.
Give me the Bucks.
That's Barb. And George.
Make that unanimous. I'm going to go with the Buccaneers as well. Barb over Sulphur.
All right. Here we go. Notre Dame at Lafayette Renaissance Charter High. Notre Dame wins outright District 6 2A champions. Lafayette Renaissance, they get the win. They have at least of a share going into week 10. I got Notre Dame winning over Lafayette Renaissance Charter High. Notre Dame, district champions. VK.
Give me the Pios. Pios take the district. Lafayette Renaissance. Not ready just yet, but they're gonna get there. But I'm going Notre Dame.
Definitely. George Peppers.
Notre Dame by 28. Not close. Pios dominate and win big.
All
Yes.
right. Sam Houston at Acadiana. Acadiana wins the district outright with the win and a Karen Crow loss. Give me Acadiana. VK.
Give me the Wrecking Rams. They win the district once again.
All right. George Peppers.
One of the most underrated coaches in the state of Louisiana resides in Acadiana, Matt McCulloch. The Wrecking Rams team, they throw the ball with great propensity too. They don't just run that veer; they can throw it, and that's dangerous come playoff time. Acadiana big over Sam Houston.
All right. Now, Karen Crow at Southside. Remember, I picked Karen Crow to win the district. But I did say we'll see what happens comes later on in the season. Karen Crow had to beat Sulphur with a Hail Mary at the end of the game. And it wasn't even Babineau who threw the ball. I asked, is Babineau hurt? Is he playing? They like, yeah, he's playing. I say, okay, well, he didn't throw that ball. I don't know. They put in a freshman quarterback. Maybe he had a stronger arm. I don't know. But Karen Crow does not win this game. Southside wins. Acadiana District Champions. Give me Southside.
Well, man, I know that's gonna be a close game. That's gonna come down to wire playoff implications on the line. I think Southside bounces back after last week, so I'm gonna go with Southside.
George.
Man, I'm going to be defiant. The heck with that Southside. Y'all let me down last week with that demolition at Acadiana. 40, I think it finished, or something to that effect.
I
I'm
think
going
finished
Karen
19.
Crow. I'm going Karen Crow. I think they escaped last week. Um, and I think the Crow Bears, even though they're not in their comfy confines of the Crow Dome, I think Karen Crow finds a late score and wins this game over Southside.
Okay. Como. Ovi Como at Lake Charles College
Wow, what
Prep.
you do?
Yeah. I think we all go on Lake Charles College Prep on this one.
Yes, sir.
George, you got Lake Charles College Prep?
Christmas comes early on the Hash It Out show. We got a freebie. Give me Lake Charles College Prep as well.
All right. I see Gresham Perry just hopped in on Instagram. Big offensive tackle for Teurlings Catholic. What's up, Gresham? We talked to your coach earlier today. All right, guys. North Side at Westgate. Westgate, those two losses to STM and Teurlings Catholic. Losing Jabari Antoine for the year, losing their backup quarterback for the year. They found a quarterback and a freshman. And they've won since then, since their last loss. North Side, kind of up on the upside a little bit. But who gets the win? Westgate Tigers with the win, VK.
I gotta agree with you. Westgate Tigers still in the makings of maybe hosting a playoff game,
Yeah.
but I really like what Westgate has been doing the last couple weeks. Give me Westgate.
Oh, damn. I'm looking at Kenny's comment. That's sad if that's true about Como closing the school in May after their school year. That's tough.
Right down the street from St.
Wow.
Thomas More. It's hard right now. It's hard.
Unbelievable. Man, that's sad. You know, and they haven't won a ball game. But anyway, this game, Jabari, who? That's what it feels like, doesn't it? I'm just goofing when I say that because you don't replace Jabari Antoine. You just don't. But Westgate has done a very admirable job of doing so. Northside has a solid football team, but Westgate feels like they're starting to click. And this young freshman they've got is doing good things. And defensively, they're starting to pack it in too as well. I'm going Westgate.
All right, last one.
How many games we had tonight? Good lord. We starting to get under the
Start
lights.
complaining, BK. Hey, BK, stop complaining. We're trying to
I
catch
ain't
it.
Hold on.
I ain't
We don't
complaining.
even have 30 games. Hold on now.
30.
Teurlings at STMVK. I'll let you go first.
Well, expect this game to be going out to the wire more than anything else. STM trying to defend the district championship despite having a very young team, but STM still a factor. It's going to be very close going down to the wire, but I think this is the Rebels' year. Teurlings Catholic wins the district championship. When clinches a share of the district championship in
No,
respect of Dane Cherpentier
it's the district championship. It is.
for the district.
It's the district.
Yeah.
They can win.
Teurlings district.
Teurlings can win and lose next week. They got the head to head. They beat STM. It'll be them. I go by head to head. I don't care. Other people say one
I
lose.
get it.
Yeah, I get it. But go ahead, George. Who you got?
Boy, oh boy, Dane Cherpentier. I mean, I love what you've done there. I do. I love. Yes, indeed, Kenny. Dog. That's what I'm saying, dog. That's what I'm saying, Kenny. Hey, I like my steak medium well, sir. Just throwing that out there too. Uh, with some sautéed onions. Um, this gonna be a heck of a game, though.
It'll be okay.
Alex Munoz. You talk about winning games in the trenches, and St. Thomas More is a young team. They're young. Cole Bergeron is the quarterback there now. They've got some key pieces that have been solid. This isn't the same STM as we've seen the last few years, and this is Sterling's best chance to get him. That O line might do some serious damage against this STM defense. Is this Coach Charpentier's team of destiny, though? Does this feel like that? It could. And I guess what? I'd love to pick him, but I'm not going to. I got to go with the proven dog in this fight, and that's St. Thomas More. The Cougars get it done. Close.
Yes, indeed. Wow.
Whatever will be, will be.
Oh man.
Oh, damn. Austin shooting on VK on. Wow.
All right. It's my turn. It's my turn to be the deciding factor in this. They say Teurlings Catholic has always been little brother to St. Thomas More. No matter if it's in baseball, basketball, and football, they say Teurlings has always been little brother. Well, I think the roles changed come Friday night. Little brother becomes big brother. I think this is the time Teurlings Catholic finally gets this win over St. Thomas More. Give me the Rebels of Teurlings Catholic with the win over STM. I think that it happens this Friday night. Teurlings Catholic district champions over STM. Yes. And Teurlings, if y'all lose, y'all don't know this, but these guys know. VK and George. Teurlings, y'all lose. Y'all do realize STM come and look for me, right? They always find me, man. They got something to tell me all the time about
Instagram is a popular spot, isn't it?
man, by night. Oh, it's popular. Oh, when they beat Lafayette Christian, one of the coaches came to me. Hey man, you better start believing in us. Came running to me. I was just like, Lord, man. Anyway, I heard that dumb song today also. Oh God, got a headache when I heard that dumb song.
Got to love Narco.
Hell
Yes.
no. All right, guys. Before we get out of here, I want to just go through the top 5 quickly. Then we'll end this show. And go through our top 5 quickly. I'll go first. Let me get it up. All right, that's top 5 right there for me. In the car, number 1, Neville 2, Alexandria 3, Teurlings number 4, Acadiana number 5. Those are my top 5. We move to George Peppers's top 5. He has Endicott number 1, Neville 2, Alexandria 3. He has Mandeville number 4, and he also has Teurlings at number 5. And he's saying Teurlings won't be in his top 5 come next week because he's picking STM. All right. And then to VK's top 5. Edinburgh 1, Alexandria 2, Neville 3, Mandeville 4, and he also has Teurlings at number 5. Me and VK says Teurling will stay in our top 5 with the win over STM.
And did George pick? Did he pick Vanderbilt or did he
No,
pick St. Paul's?
St. Paul's.
So that means two might come off his top five next week.
It's possible.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It's not a
Uh,
given though.
it's not a given. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining us tonight on this show. Special thank you to Coach Dane Cherpentier for joining us on this show. Um, we ask that you all watch the Hasselhoff Show Game of the Week this Saturday. Hey, ain't a lot of high school games happening Saturday, so you ain't got no excuse to
And
tune in.
LSU ain't playing Saturday either.
Thank
Bye
you.
week.
Thank you, George V.K. Jones, for the interruption. George V.K.
Oh,
Jones.
this fool right here.
Yeah. um, no LSU also, like George said, ladies and gentlemen. You have no excuse to tune into the Hash It Out Show
Thank
Game
you.
of the Week this Saturday night. John F. Kennedy versus De La Salle. That is also for a district championship. Winner is the outright district championship. Me, VK Jones, George Peppers, we are on the call for this Saturday night. It's on JB the Sports Guy YouTube page. No excuse for why you shouldn't tune in this Saturday night to watch two good teams go at it and watch one become victorious as the district champion. So, VK, any last words?
Oh man, good week for our show and everything. We're gaining momentum more than anything else. I hope you can take that clip you just said, Jared, and just post it on all social medias so they can get the message that hey, come on through. We want you all there. We have the spot Saturday. So hey, but we got a lot of things coming up these next couple weeks. We got week 10 coming up. We got
Playoffs.
we got the playoff. We got a special if things come through, be on the lookout for a special announcement for the first round of the playoffs. For the first round, if things come through. So trust me, we got something big brewing for the first round of the playoffs. So be on the lookout. It's going to be a couple weeks, but still. But I love the momentum. I love what we're doing. We are continuing to push forward as the best sports show in the state of Louisiana, period.
George Peppers, last word.
Another great weekend of football. Penultimate week of the high school season. Oh, by the way, 28 games we picked this week. I just counted it. We picked
I know.
28 games. I'm just letting Mr. Jones here know this, and whatever. But we get to be together for 3 games this week. Tomorrow night, Riverdale East F. Friday night, Hahnville Destrehan, and of course the Hash It Out Show game of the week. De Salle and John F. Kennedy at Pan American Stadium. Probably going to run to Cole's going to be there. He does PA for Kennedy, right?
Cole be there. Yes.
Yeah, he'll be there, and he'll be wanting to rub up with the Hash It Out Show and talk to us and all that stuff. And hey, we'll get. I don't know if our boy's going to be there, DJ, because 35 ain't playing on
He'll probably
Saturday.
be there. He
Yeah.
always be. He be in every game. He probably be there.
Oh, of course, football. And oh, by the way, the Saints play Sunday at Carolina. Just saying. I mean, Derek Carr's coming back too. Yippee to you, right?
Yeah.
But no, wherever you may be this weekend, please exercise caution. Please be safe. And if you see us out there in those games this weekend, we're telling you, we're going to be in East Jeff tomorrow night, Destrehan Friday, and of course Kennedy, Dallas South Saturday. Come holler at us. You know, we get to talk to you guys, and I want to meet the guy that's talking all that noise about Carr, though. I don't know where he's from.
Don't
I
worry
want to
about
know who that dude is. I really do. I mean, because that was just
it. Yeah. Tulane played tomorrow.
asinine,
That's right. That's right.
ridiculous. And it's gonna be a fun 3 days. We shall see. So next week, stay tuned to the Hash It Out Show. We'll have some more guests, and it'll be fun times as always.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the Hash It Out Show. We'll see y'all Tuesday and Wednesday, but we want to see y'all Saturday for sure. Tuned in to the Hash It Out Show game of the week. Let me stop pointing because I shouldn't do that. But for VK Jones, for George Peppers, damn, George? Really, George? Just
Disappeared.
pop out before I did. tell you anything? Yeah, you getting a warning letter for being late, George. VK getting written up. George getting a warning letter. That's two shows in a row he was late. He getting a warning letter. VK getting written up. All VK had to tell me was I'm gonna be a little late.
Hey, I told you T-Mobile messed up on me today. The towers are bad. I could not get on nothing until I got home. I couldn't call nobody.
Oh, that's what you meant. Oh, that's what you meant earlier.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, all right. I got you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I couldn't do. I could text, call. I had to get home to Wi-Fi.
Ah. Yeah, Kenny. Yeah, George dipped out like he in a witness. Yeah, bro, just couldn't even. God dang, but he getting a warning letter. All right. But anyway, guys, we see y'all Saturday. Tune in. Hash It Out Show Game of the Week. Y'all take care.
Head coach of the Hahnville Tigers boys basketball team, and you are watching the Hash It Out Show.
Arizal Page, the head football coach at John F. Kennedy High School, and you watching the Hash It Out Show.
Hands up, hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Move, move, move. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. 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 Hands up, hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Move, move, move. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning.
Thank you for watching the Hash It Out Show. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you.